just to understand the participants today, from which angle should I tackle. Okay, so I will post a link in the chat box. So I hope that you can fill in the survey. Just take what I think less than 2 minutes. So that suggest you just answer the survey less than 2 minutes. So then I can know the group of participants today. All right. So basically, the questions is about what we call this who are you? Are you a postgrad student, undergrad students, or lecturer? And your knowledge on SPSS, why you joined the session, and what is your expectation from this session? So I just want to know so that I can tailor my what we call this today's session. This is not going to be a lecture. This is going to be a sharing session. I'm also learning as well, of course. Okay. This form can only viewed by users. I already get 4 responses now. 5 responses, 6 responses. Okay, oh, there are lecturers in the session. I think that the lecturer just want to see whether I can give us a good sharing session or not. Just want to test whether this speaker is eligible. Very good SPSS or not. All right. Okay, yeah, there's quite a lot of people. This will be my first time learning SPSS, but more than 60% of the respondents or the participants. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll take about another 9 minutes. We will start at 10:08 for the SPSS. Okay. Also, because I believe that those who already know about SPSS with advanced knowledge wouldn't join this session because they are looking forward for a much more advanced statistics. Okay, 12 responses. We have around here about 64 participants. Okay, all right. Okay, good morning. Okay, good morning, Sunman K. Good morning, everyone. I'm a new student and I'll be able to log into the Google account of university. Please help. Okay. All right, sorry. Now I already open it to open access because it restricted just now to University Technology Mara only. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Dr. Asmin, we're going to take a longer time because I just what we call this, just aware that the settings is only for you ITM. Sorry. Okay, all right. Now we got 21 responses, 22 responses. Okay, most of them will be the first time learning SPSS. Okay, all right, that's good. Simply to refresh my memory. No one tick on the answer my supervisor asked me to join. Okay. Well, 75% of the participants now join the session because this is the first time learning SPSS. Okay, that's good actually. All right, I think that's it. While waiting for the others, I think that's all. I just want to share uh, the responses. All right, if you can see on the screen right now, this is just responses I just want to share with you guys. The 27 responses, most of them are undergrad students. Okay, undergrad students. Okay, and I think that the second highest population, I think that is postgrad students. Okay, knowledge is basically from 1 to 3. I would say that this is between low and average. Okay, and then you join this session because this will be the first time learning SPSS. Okay, and simply to refresh your memory. Okay, so no one have answered, I have nothing to do today, so just you just to fill your free time. Okay. All right, what is your expectation? I want to refresh my memory, enhance my knowledge, know some basic on SPSS, to understand better, we'll know how to utilize the SPSS, LTR basically, and how to know about SPSS. To recap back about how to use SPSS, we'll able to run SPSS soon. Haha, okay, all right. The ability to understand and interpret the data is shown on SPSS. Yeah, that's multiple linear regression. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for the. So I would like to close the responses now, and let's get back to the business now. Okay. I will share the slide, and also, and then I will show you the actual data and how we can run the data. Okay, all right. Okay, so basically, this session is SPSS for beginners, okay, data entry and analysis. All right, so I hope that you can bear with me for this about plus minus one hour 30 to 2 hours about that. To understand on we can learn on how to use SPSS and how we can operate SPSS. This is for beginners. I think most of you, as we can see on the responses from the survey, we can see that most of the participants today, this is the first time using SPSS. So I hope that if you don't have the SPSS right now with you, should be okay. So you just pay your attention on slides and also on the screen what I'm going to share today. All right, so basically this, you can see my slide, right? The thing that I'm sharing on the screen right now. Can you see?
Yes.
All right, okay, good. All right, so basically this is the content what I'm going to share today. The content is about introduction, preparing the files, screening and cleaning the data. This basically and how the fundamentals and how you need to operate and how you need to start with SPSS. So before we move into SPSS, I will introduce you a little about SPSS as well. All right, so and then we have a actual data. I will give to the postgrad office, and then maybe they can email to you later on the slides and also the data so that you can practice on your own. All right. Okay. So basically introduction. Oh, wait, on the content. So I believe that some of you write what is your expectation today, and one of the participants stated that to learn about a multiple regression. Okay, so basically this is basic. This is for beginners. I will touch on multiple regression, but this is more on a linear regression and not on moderating and mediating of it. So it's a very basic, it's a linear regression from IV to DV. So I hope that you can understand what is IV and DV. Later we're going to learn about that. Okay, my introduction. What is statistics? I think that most of you learn statistics during your study. Have you learned, or this will be the first session you learn about statistics? I think that most of the students attended STA 404 or any courses in UITM about statistics. Any courses you have attended? You may type on the chat box. Any course, or this will be the first ever session you join about statistics? No, the first. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So we'll be first, and okay, all right. So I hope that you can bear with me. And if you do not understand what I shared today, you can simply type on the chat box, and I will attend the questions, and then I will try to explain what you do not understand about them. All right. So statistic. Why is statistic? When we talk about statistics, basically, as what Dr. Azmin just mentioned, this is one of the important tools in quantitative research. All right. So basically, on quantitative research, if you are doing qualitative, then you're going to use different programs or different software. So SPSS is for quantitative research. Okay, so you need to define, the first you need to define why you need data analysis. Why you need to define why you need to define why you need data analysis. So it's going to interpret what are the numbers, because this is about numerical. So basically, SPSS will help you to analyze those data and give you the numbers, and after that you need to interpret that numbers into your writing. So that is basically and how you need to acquire SPSS. All right. I believe that you can get your SPSS from UITM, from BSU, Bureau System Unit, something like that. Okay, so that you can get for free from UITM, or you can get from Shopee actually. So I shouldn't tell this because it's not a legal way and how you can buy SPSS actually. But yeah, what is not sell on Shopee? Almost everything shall sell on Shopee. I think that you can get SPSS version 26, version 27, even the latest version you can get from Shopee, and it's not actually it's not expensive. It's about 5 to 10 ringgit. 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, something like that. So you can get the software, and that the seller will guide you on how you can install. Well, actually, it's not a legal way, but if you have time to get a genuine, that's going to be your alternative. Yeah. All right. And then the second one, the second is begin collecting data from sources. Collecting data. Okay, collecting data. You go to the field, whether you are using online or using a traditional method by using a what you call this distributing personally administered the question, or the questionnaire or the survey to your participants, to your respondents, so that you can get your information from that, and then you need to enter your the information into your SPSS. Okay, and then after that, you need to clean through unnecessary data. Why you need to clean through? Because we are humans. Sometimes we make mistakes, especially because it about numbers. You want to click 2 and suddenly you type 1. You click 3 and suddenly you click 33. That's normal. That's normal. That's pretty normal because we are humans. We make mistakes. That's normal. That's why I need to clean through unnecessary data. And then the fourth one here, begin analyzing the data. All right. Begin analyzing the data. Analyzing data should reflect your objectives. Your objective one and how you're going to achieve. There are techniques on how you can analyze the data in order to achieve the objective, right? So later I will show what are the types of objectives and how you can achieve that. we go through it later. Okay, the fifth, interpret the results and apply them. Interpret the results. What does it mean by 5.5? What does it mean by 0.5? What does it mean by 0.05? What if it is significant? What does it mean of correlation 0.8? So these are the things that you need to understand and how you can interpret the results and apply them in your writing. And then you need to discuss and make a conclusion as well as recommendation. All right. Okay, so basically that is statistics. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about the theoretical part on statistics. So this is just the surface of it, the fundamentals of statistics. Okay, the purpose is you have a descriptive or inferential. Okay, descriptive or inferential. Descriptive will be like we are using mean, standard deviation to describe how many male respondents, how many female respondents. So this is descriptive. Okay, inferential, you want to investigate the relationship with IV. For example, your IV is your food quality, and then your DV, your dependent variable, is your customer satisfaction. You want to understand and to investigate the relationship between IV and DV. So this is an inferential. Okay, there are two, descriptive and inferential. Okay, all right, and then you have assumptions of normality. Now, not many research talk about normality, but they are necessary. It is necessary for you to run the analysis to see whether your data is normal or not. All right. Okay. So if the data is normal, you need to use parametric. If the data is not normal, you need to use non-parametric. There are analysis for parametric and there are analysis for non-parametric. All right. Okay, and then type of variable, you have continuous, metric, or categorical. Continuous, for example, like 1.25, that's continuous. Metric, categorical, 1, 2, 3. For example, like 1 for male, 2 for female, 1 for one is for primary school, primary education, 2 for secondary education, 3 for tertiary education. So these are the types of variables. Well, basically, it's not necessary for you to understand in order to operate SPSS to understand all this. But these are the theoretical part that you need to understand, because at the end there are table, there are what we call this a data set that you need to properly enter it into the SPSS. All right. And then you have number of variables, univariates 1, bivariates 2, multivariates more than 2. So these are the things about types of statistics. Okay, these are things about types of statistics. Okay, Dr. Muhammad Azmi now shared to you, and if you want to get the software, but this is for UITM students and UITM staff. From the su.uitm, what Dr. Azmin just shared in the chat box. So you can apply, you can request to get the SPSS. This is a genuine license. Okay, basically this is the one that you need to have, and not what I'm going, the one that I recommended just now. So this is the proper way and how we can acquire this SPSS. All right. Okay. So basically, you have questions. Anyone have any questions about this? No? Everything clear? So we can move into real business now. Okay. All right. So, okay. Yeah, so far so good. Okay. All right. Okay. These are the conceptual framework. Okay. Our conceptual framework that I'm going to use for the entire session today. Okay, so basically in this conceptual framework, I have 3 IVs and 1 DV. As I mentioned just now, this is going to be a basic analysis, and also this is going to be aspects for beginners. So the relationship between IV and DV is a linear relationship. Okay, linear relationship. It's a basic relationship, 1-to-1. Okay, so this we have three IVs: food quality, service quality, and price fairness. And dependent variable is customer satisfaction. Okay, I believe that if you can see on the screen right now, you can totally understand what are the relationship between IVs and DV. Okay, so and how I can get this? Of course, I get this from the literature review and previous research that have been conducted on this area, whether it's on fast food, whether it's on because it's food quality, of course, it related to food business, F&B business, whether it's a cafe, whether it's a cafeteria, fast food, family restaurants, whatsoever. Okay, so these are the conceptual framework. So it depends on how you're going to craft your conceptual framework based on the previous studies. All right. So these are the things that we're going to have for the entire session today. All right. All right. First, SPSS. Well, actually, there are plenty of other statistic software. It's not only SPSS. It's not only SPSS. There are Strata, R, Views, and whatsoever. That's quite a lot. Even Amos, that's quite a lot. All right. Why SPSS? Because why SPSS is one of the familiar and one of the well-known software. If you can, in the university, if you ask anybody, especially lecturers, they would know about SPSS. So this is one of the most widely used software for quantitative research. So it's pretty easy for you if you don't understand and how you need to operate the SPSS. You can simply ask anybody, and I would say that about 80 to 90% of lecturers know and how to operate SPSS. So it's pretty easy and it's quite user friendly for me, I think, right? So this is why we need to use SPSS. All right, just a quick questions, quick quiz. What SPSS stands for? See, this is just a questions. If you know, please type on the chat box. What does it mean by SPSS? Anybody? Okay, no one wants to try. Is there any specific SPSS version that I need to download? There's no specific version. SPSS is based on version, not years, but of course that version is what we call this, introduced during that particular years. If you're using 2018, should be fine. Actually, should be fine. Okay, should be fine. The application, the functions is pretty similar from what we call this from the previous version. Okay. All right. Statistical analysis or interpret and understand the numbers by using words. Okay, that's the definition of it. Okay. All right. Most of you write the statistical package for social science. Statistical package for social science. Okay. All right. It was right. The SPSS was statistical package for social science. Now SPSS is just SPSS. You don't have to define what is SPSS, because last time SPSS is SPSS. Last time SPSS is a statistical package for social science. Later SPSS is just SPSS. So in your writing, or chapter 3 methodology, for example, all right. So you need to write this study will use SPSS version what? That's all. You don't have to say that this study will use statistical package for social science in the parentheses SPSS. You don't need to do that, because now IBM has announced that SPSS is just SPSS, no longer statistical package for social science, because medical science, medicine, and any other field also use SPSS. So if they use statistical package for social science, it meant for social science. But now everybody's using SPSS, so that's why they just remain SPSS. It's just SPSS. All right. So that's just a knowledge about that. All right. Okay. All right. When you open SPSS, you have SPSS. So SPSS basically have several windows. So these are the variable view windows. Okay, this is a variable view windows. Okay. All right. So this is where you need to key in your variables and name your label, put your values, and also you need to determine your measure. Okay. So this, sorry. Okay. Pen, laser point, pen. All right. So you need to rename your. This is the name of your variables. For example, it is based on your questionnaire. It is based on your questionnaire. All right. So questionnaire, you have food quality. Okay. Your independent, you have food quality. And then of course, if you are using this is the quantitative research. So every variable need to have indicators or items underneath it. All right. So that you need to have indicators. Indicators should be more than 2. Some scholars said more than 2, some scholars more than 3, some scholars more than 5. It depends. All right. Okay. So for example, that you have 5 items under one variable. For example, food quality, you have 5 items. You can rename it food quality 1, food quality 2, just as what appear in this screen right now, just like this. Okay. All right. And then decimals is not important. Okay. Label, you can key in your the questions. For example, like food quality 1, what is the questions? For example, the question would be food quality about the food is fresh, so that you know that food quality 1, this is the questions for food quality 1. And then you to put the values. The value means the scale format. So most of the students are using Likert scale. Okay, Likert scale 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, depends on your research. Okay, so you need to value it. You need to put value into it. Okay, 1, what is in 1? 1 means strongly agree. 2 means agree. 3 means what? And so on until 7. If you have 7-point Likert scale, if you have 5-point Likert scale, you need to rename the 5-point of your scale. All right, and then the measure. Okay, the measure. All right, there are certain what we call this argument on the measure of Likert scale. Some scholars state that it should be ordinal. Some scholars state it should be scale. Right. So it depends. It does not really put what we call this. This is just a function and how you can to determine what are the measures for that particular questions. It will not affect the analysis. Actually, it's not going to affect the analysis. So what you're going to adjust or you need to key in is just the name. All right. The type will be numerical, so it's going to be default at numeric. Width is a default, it remain as it is. And then decimals, well, actually decimals in some SPSS, it will what we call this, it will appear as 2 decimals. So for example, like in the data view, the data set, it will have 2 decimal points, 0.23, 0.01, 0.12, something like this, right? Okay, the label is optional. If you want to key in the questions, please. If you want to leave it empty, it should be no problem. Values, as I mentioned, okay, you need to key in so that if you do not point any values, it's going to be very difficult for you to understand the analysis later on. And then the missing is not it's not necessary, but if you have missing data, you need to key in the missing data. All right, but it's very important for you to make sure that all your questionnaires, it is very important to understand, to ensure that all your questionnaires completely filled by the respondents. Make sure that there's no missing, if you can, if it's possible, right? Okay, measures. Okay, measures. Okay, for example, measures. This is a question from H. Is this Dr. Hafiz Hanafia? No. So sometimes I quite there's maybe there's lecturers want to test me. All right. Okay. Measures. In SPSS, there are three measures: nominal, ordinal, scale. Even though in the theoretical we have four scales. We have interval, ordinal, nominal, and also another one, ratio. Okay, but in the SPSS there are only three: nominal, ordinal, scale. Okay, nominal, categorical. Okay, categorical, for example, like male, female. There's no one category that is better than the other, or there's no one category that's higher than the other. All right, male, female. Okay, or for example, like a place, Kuala Lumpur, Kuantan, or countries, Malaysia, Indonesia. It's a categorical, nominal. There's no one country that is higher than the other. It's not about the ranking or what. It's about the category of it. All right. But it is different for ordinal. Ordinal means it's in an order, hierarchical. For example, like Likert scale: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It hierarchical. Okay, all right, it's hierarchical. Or for example, like education: primary, secondary, tertiary. Okay. Any question? Any other examples? For example, like okay, income: 0 to 1,000, 1,001 to 2,000, 2,001 to 3,000. So you need to understand which particular variable fall under ordinal and which particular variable fall under nominal. Nominal is categorical. Ordinal, it has hierarchical elements. All right. Okay, I hope that I answer your questions, HH. All right. Okay. All right. Now this. Okay. All right. So these are the data view. Okay, data view where you need to key in the data, the information answered or respond your respondents' responses into the data view here. So for example, the first questions, food quality one, what is the answer? You have 7-point Likert scale. Which one that he or she responds to? Which number? 1 to 7. So this is where you need to key in the information. It's not really data now. It's information. You need to transfer the information from the paper into the data view, into the SPSS. This is where you can see that it's almost like an Excel. It's like an Excel, right? It's like an Excel. So you need to make sure that there is no mistake happen during the what we call it, the data entry. So this is very important. But sometimes we make mistakes. That's normal, right? So that's normal. So this is where this is another view, another window of SPSS. Later, I will open the real SPSS. All right. All right. The next is this is the output window. Once you have clicked an analyze button, whichever analyze function you are choose from the choice from the what SPSS offered. Okay. Later that it will come out in the output window. So the output window will provide you with tables and will provide with the numerical how we call this numerical data. Okay, and then later you need to interpret that data on. All right, so these are the output window. This is the important important window in which you need to understand and how you need to understand the data, and then you need to interpret the data. All right, so basically there are three windows here: variable view, data view, and also output window. Okay, on SPSS there are these three windows. You need to understand this. All right. Okay, preparing the data now. All right. Okay, so as I showed to you just now, all right, these are the conceptual framework of my study, the one that I'm going to share today. All right, food quality, service quality, price fairness towards customer satisfaction. All right, so these are the instrumentation. All right, food quality, service quality, price fairness. Okay, food quality, the first IV, service quality, the second IV, okay, price fairness, the third IV, and then we have customer satisfaction as a DV. Right? Okay, so what here, the first we call it the first three variable. These are the demographic variables. Depends on your study. It's not you can add more. For example, in the studies, the gender, educational level, marital status, you can add age, you can add income status, you can add household income, and whatsoever. Depends on the needs of your research. Okay, so in this session, in this slide, I just put only three: gender, educational level, and marital status. All right. Okay, coding instruction. You can actually copycat this table to put in your methodological section for chapter 3. Okay, you have a variable, you have a label, number of items, how many number of items. Okay, for example, gender is one item, of course, one item, male or female, that's all. Okay, gender, one item, gender, and then additional level, one item. Okay, but coding instruction, it depends on what other category that you need to add into your variable. Okay, for example, educational level, the primary, secondary, tertiary. Okay, some study would like to use what we call this higher education and so on, SPM, PMR for in Malaysia, UPSR, PMR, SPM, diploma, and so on. Depends on the needs of your research. It does not say that the demographic should be this way, only this way. There's no absolute answer for that. It depends on the needs of your research. All right. Marital status, single or married. Sometimes people add divorcee, and so on, right? Okay, so food quality here. All right. The thing that you need to particular focus is on the variables of the study that included in the conceptual framework: food quality, service quality, price fairness, right, and also customer satisfaction. Okay, so each of the variable, how many number of items you need to include it in the food quality, it depends on your study, and also it depends on how you can adapt it or modify it from the previous research items. So normally that items or questions you obtain from the previous research, previous studies on that particular area. Okay, so then you modify to tailor your study. All right. Okay, and then coding instruction, your skill format, it depends. Sometimes some researchers put 1 to 5, some researchers 1 to 7, some researchers 1 to 9, some researchers 1 to 10. It depends. All right, depends on your study, and but of course you need to make sure that the scale format is what we call this is relevant. Okay, it's relevant. Okay, all right. Okay, I will now open the we call this the SPSS data set. That this data is a real data from previous studies, well, actually from my studies, actually from this. Okay, so I'm going to use this, and I will show you how you can operate the data based on the data I'm going to show just now. All right, so wait up. So basically, any questions? I hope that you can understand some of the basic of the before we start to operate the SPSS. All right. Okay, so the one I'm using is SPSS version 26. I think the latest now is version 28. Yeah, version 28. All right. Okay. Okay. Can you see on the screen that I'm already open the data set right now? Can you see?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah? All right. Okay. It appears on the. All right. So basically, if you see on the screen right now, so this it looks really like an Excel. Where actually, of course, because SPSS derived from Excel before this. All right. Okay. So these are the what we call this the data set that I get from previous studies. I entered it manually by using a traditional method, distribute using a printed version to the respondents, and then I collect it back from the respondents. All right. Sorry for ignorance. May I ask, as a student, can we get the slides note in this program? I will share to the postgrad office later, and then maybe you can coordinate with the postgrad office and how you can get the slides later. All right. Okay. Before I start, sorry. I just wanted to show you and how you can sometimes, because this is basically the data that have been entered manually, because some studies now are using online survey, for example, using Google Form, okay, Google Form, and of course you would like to you will inquire and how I'm going to transfer that from online survey into SPSS, right? So there's going to be questions. So, all right, I know that some of you have not, what do you call this? I'm using Google. Can you try transfer it directly to SPSS? Yes, of course. Okay, I'm going to show you and how you are going to, for example, okay. Okay, wait a what's the Google? Okay, we go to Google Drive. So I'm going to download right. Okay, here, for example, research. Here, internship. Okay, here. I have a Google form here. Okay. All right. So these are the Google form that I'm using for my study. Okay. All right. If you can see now, I have 144 responses. Okay. Now it is in the form of Google form in the Google Drive right now. So first thing first, you need to import it as an Excel. All right. So when you click on the responses here, you will see that this is like an Excel icon here. symbol of Excel. Okay, view responses in sheets. Okay, so you just click it. All right, and then it will bring you to another window that's similar to Excel. Okay, but now you need to download these responses and save it into your desktop. Okay, so the first is that you click on file, okay, and then click download. You click here Microsoft Excel. Okay, once you click Microsoft Excel, it will save in the format of .xlsx. All right, Microsoft Excel. Okay, let's click it. All right, once you click it, and then it will appear. It has been downloaded now. You can see below of my screen here, students. All right, so let's go. Okay, let me stop this first. Okay, no. All right, so you have downloaded it in your downloads folder right now. Students' perception of this. This is the thing that the file that I have downloaded from the Google form, from the Google Drive. All right, now you need to open your SPSS. Now I just click it on the SPSS. All right, so just wait for it to open the SPSS. Okay, now it will take about 10 to 20 seconds. Right, depends on how much the speed of your computer. Okay, and now click on new data set and then enter. All right, here in your data view, it will appear 0, nothing appear because a new data set is unlike the one that I shared just now with numbers. This is the new data set, 0. Okay, right now file, you want to import this into your SPSS, the Excel into SPSS. Now file, you click import, okay, and then you click Excel here. All right, clear? Any questions? Okay, all right, I'm going to continue. Click Excel. All right, and then you try to locate that. This is the what we call this. This is the file. All right, then you click open. All right, whether it's open or not, it will take a while. All right, okay, now it appears maybe there's some error during downloading the what we call this the file from the Google form. Maybe it cannot read because of different format. It should be no problem. So you open that file back. Okay, the file of the one that you have downloaded just now. All right, open it first, and then you need to save it again. All right. Okay, let's open it again. Okay, you just need to save it into different format. So that's all. That's all you need to use. You need to do actually. All right, click file, save as. Just now it is .xlsx. Okay, all right. Now you need to save it as Excel 97 to 2003 workbook .xls. All right, and then click save. All right, this one you just close it. All right, and now you have two we call this two folder. The one that you have just now you save as .xls, and the original is .xlsx, right? So we're going to import the one that you have saved as a different format. Okay, file, import data, Excel. All right, click this one. Okay, the one that you have downloaded just now, open, and then click OK, and it will appear in your SPSS as a new data set that have been imported from the Google form. All right. Any questions? Any questions? I hope that it is clear for you and how you can import the data set from the Google form into your SPSS. All right. So, all right. Okay. It's pretty simple actually. It's pretty simple, but I hope that it's quite clear. All right. All right. I'm not going to use this, so I'm going to I'm going to close this this SPSS. All right. No. Okay. And then I'm going to open back the data that I'm going to run in today's sharing session. All right. Okay. So maybe at 11:20 we're going to have a break for a while. So I don't want to crack up everything during the 2-hour session. So I'm going to have a break in the middle. All right. Okay. So basically, this is the data that I use. Okay. This is by using a traditional method, distribute personally to the respondents and then collect it personally from the respondents back. Okay, you can use hybrid, you can use online, and then you can use an offline distribution method. It depends, as long as you get enough sample size for your study. All right. Okay, as I mentioned, this also has been I've been showed to you in the previous slides. Okay. All right, the first thing first. Okay, let's get back to the slides. Screening data. Okay, why you need to screen the data and cleaning the data? The first purpose, what is the purpose? First is to check for errors. As I mentioned, we are humans, we make mistakes. Sometimes we key in a mistake. We do a mistake by clicking a wrong numbers on the keyboard. Okay, and then so that's the errors that you need to check and you need to identify before you do the analysis, because we don't want you to go to the analysis and then you might not know what is wrong with the analysis. Later we're not going to have a good numbers, not going to have a significant results. The results going to be very confusing. So this is the first thing that you need to do first, checking for errors. All right, checking for errors. And then after you checking the errors, you need to correct the errors. Okay, the first thing here, all right. Okay, first you need to check for errors here. Okay, check for errors. If there is errors, you need to correct that errors. Okay, or delete the value. Depends on the situation. All right. Okay. If you can see in my SPSS here, I have an ID variable. ID variable. Okay, ID variable. So before we start, I would like to emphasize what's the importance of ID variable. ID variable is the coding for that particular questionnaire, for that particular set of questionnaire. For example, you need to rename if you are using either you are using online or using traditional method. Okay, you need to have an ID for the questionnaire. Why? For example, all right, let me go by descriptive statistic first, and then I will tell you why it is important for you to have an ID for each set of questionnaire. All right. Okay. First, we need to check for errors. Okay, check for errors. Okay. And how are you going to check errors? These are the things. These are the sequence of analyze and how you can check for errors. Okay. All right. It is all on the slide. I will share with you later. All right. First, you click on analyze, descriptive, and then you click on frequencies. All right, and then you click everything here. Okay, now we are going to check for errors. This is the first step of the today's session. Okay, check for errors. Okay, and then you transfer it to the next box here. You can see there's a next box here. Okay, you just click it, click everything. You just select all. It's very easy. Select all. Control A, and then it's transferred to the next next box here. All right, you don't have to click everything on the side of the table here. Now here, so you just need to click on statistics. All right, click on minimum, maximum. All right, click continue. Okay, and then you click OK. You don't have to click charts, you don't have to click format, start bootstrapping, no need. Just statistic, and then you click on minimum and maximum, click continue, and then click OK. And then it will bring you to the output view here, output view. The important part here is this statistic table here. All right, you don't have to see all this table. There's quite a long way. There's a long table here. There's too many tables. You don't need to see all that table. Just view on the first table here, named as statistics. Okay, now we are going to check if there's an error in the data set. All right. Okay, first, why I click on minimum maximum, so that we can identify whether the range is within the numbers is within the range that we have set up earlier. Okay, so for example, here, all right, so let's look at this. Okay, these are the range 1 to 2, 1 to 3 here. All right. Okay, so 1 to 2. So I can know if there's an error that, for example, on gender, if there's an error, the number will be other than 1 or 2, maybe 3. So that I know that there's an error during the data entry. All right. For example, like food quality, service quality, price fairness, and customer satisfaction here on the bottom 4 here. All right, 1 to 7. If there is a number outside the range of 1 to 7, I know there's an error during the data entry. All right. Do you understand? I hope that you get it, what I'm trying to deliver. All right. Okay, let's take a look on the data set here. All right, on the output window here. All right, so you just scan through the table here on the statistic table. All right, so ID is not ID is just the ID, so it's okay. It's okay. It's, you just can ignore it. Okay, ID. All right. So food quality. It's food quality until all the variables until customer satisfaction is 1 to 7. Now, can you see that there's a 66 here? The number is 66. What does it mean? 66 here. Anybody can respond? Why is 66 here actually? Error on 66, correct? That's an error on 66. So this is what I said. I mentioned earlier. There might be some mistake during the data entry. You want to click 6. Suddenly you click 66. You click it double. So that's why it becomes 66. Okay. Take note on food quality 1. Okay, take note, and you write on the paper food quality 1. Okay, later, and then you scan through again through all the items again. All right, and then you can see that serve qual 1 also is outside of the range 1 to 7. Okay, it's 55. So that means it's also similar with what this food quality 1 appear. It's 55 outside of the range. Okay, so take on note on service quality 1, and then you scan through again. All right, scan through again all the items. I think that everything is quite okay. All right, it's quite okay now. All right, the first step, check for errors, and now the second step is that we need to correct that error. And how? Okay, it's food quality 1, the one that has the number outside of the range. Okay, now click here, go to the data view, all right, go to the food quality one here, right click, okay, and then you put descending. Descending means that from the biggest numbers to the smallest numbers, okay, descending, and then it will appear on 66 here. All right, so why I said earlier ID is important. So now you can know that the one that mistaken, you are incorrectly key in the data is ID 42. So you can quickly revise, sorry, okay, you can quickly check on the questionnaire back. For example, this is questionnaire, and then you try to look on ID number 42. Okay, 42. For example, here is 42 on your questionnaire 42. Okay, and then you open on food quality one, and then you suddenly check. Oh, it's actually 6, not 36. For example, okay, for example 6. You corrected 6. All right. So that's why ID is important. So please make sure that you put an ID on your questionnaire so that you can visit or revisit back your questionnaire if anything happens, something that's similar to this occasion or similar to this issue. All right, good. All right, that's the first food quality one, and then another is service quality one, I think. Okay, and then okay, descendant. Okay, again 55, you can check on items, sorry, ID number 103 on your questionnaire, and then once you check, okay, well, actually it's 5, it's not 55. Okay, and then you correct it 55. All right, and then you correct it back, ID to 2. All right, again, run again, and then you click OK, and then you check it whether everything is good. All right. All right, so you check everything here. 7, 1 to 7, 1 to 7, good. 1 to 7, 1 to 7, good. 1 to 7, 1 to 3, 1 to 2. Okay, good. So that means you have corrected the errors, and now the data is ready to be analyzed. All right. Okay, so far, any questions? I hope it's pretty easy for now, right? Okay, everything good? What error on the minimum? Okay, minimum. Sometimes on the minimum, for example, because checking on errors, you can check if it is outside of the range, For example, error on minimum. Most of the variables, the minimum is 1, right? The minimum is 1. If you enter, it's almost impossible for you to enter 0. Okay, the range is 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 9, and so on. All right. For example, you want to enter, for example, want to enter 3, but during the data analysis you enter 1. It's almost impossible for you to retract if you're doing okay, because just now I saw a minimum show 2. Yeah, because that means there is no responses on 1. There's no respondents answered 1 on that particular question. Okay, even though you put 1 to 7, okay, for example, we have 10 participants in this room. Okay, who like, for example, who like to eat chocolate? 1 to 7. 1 you very dislike, so very dislike, and then 7, for example, 7 strongly like. All 10 participants, no one has ever answered 1, 2, but they answered 2, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3. Even though you put 1 to 7, but if there's no respondents answered 1, it will not appear during the descriptive analysis. All right, clear? I hope it's pretty clear on that. Okay, what if any of the participants did not put any figure on the item? Okay, this is where you need to key in the missing data. The missing data is here. All right, but that is why it's very important. During the online survey, if you are using online survey, it's pretty easy, because you can make it compulsory for all participants to answer all questions. If that means that the participants or the respondents cannot skip to the next question if he did not answer that particular questions at that time. It's pretty clear on the what we call this on the online survey. But if you are using traditional method, you are distributing to your participants personally, okay, face to face. All right, so that is why you need to revisit after you collecting the data. You need to check whether all responses are complete. Okay, if there's an incomplete responses, you need to answer. You need to ask back you need to resend it back to your respondents and ask whether that that questions, maybe he did not understand the questions. You can clarify the questions back to your participants and to your respondents, and then later on, all right, you need to fill in that particular responses on the particular questions. All right, if all right, so for example, if there's a missing data, sometimes we are using intermediaries, middlemen, to distribute our questions or questionnaires survey. All right, you can put it here. All right, 999, okay, or 99. Put it bigger numbers, okay, bigger numbers, okay, bigger numbers, so that it will not how you call this, it will not contaminate the other numbers in the analysis. All right, so for example, and then click 99. For example, food quality 1 here, food quality 1, number 12. The customers, the respondents does not answer. You can simply click 999. So 999 means it is a missing value. The SPSS will identify that as a missing value, and then you can remove that particular responses from the analysis. Okay, Razak Wari, I think that I hope that I answer your questions. Okay, good. All right, okay, all right, so that's on how you can check an error, and then you can correct the error. All right, okay, now let's get back to the slides. Okay, after we have cleaned the data, okay, the first thing, of course, in any study, you need to prepare demographic data or demographic profiles of your respondents. Okay, all right, it's also pretty easy on how you can do it. Okay, demographic data, you don't have to key in everything food quality 1, because this is not demographic. Demographic is on the background information of your respondents. Okay, in this particular session, we have gender, education, and marital status. That's all. And then you transfer it to the next box. Okay, statistic, minimum, maximum. Okay, all right, and then continue and click OK. All right. Okay, and then it will appear this way, right? Gender, education, marital status. Okay, this is the label. So because we have renamed the value, so it appeared in this table as male. There are 147 respondents that are male. There are 132 respondents that are female. Okay, and it also provides a percentage for each of the category. Okay, and so on and so the same as the education. It has primary, secondary, tertiary. All right. So 91 of the respondents have a primary education, 93 of the respondents have a secondary, and so on, as well as the marital status. 131 respondents are single, and 148 respondents are married. Okay, these are the descriptive statistics and how you can present, okay, present on your demographic profiles. Okay, what if the demographic question is open-ended, for example, like country? Okay, if it is country, okay, okay, you need to change your type here into string here. Okay, string, and then character you can put it as, for example, like country, it shouldn't be more than 30 characters. You can put 900, should be no problem. Okay, and then you click OK. Okay, and then it will appear in the form of statement. Okay, if the respondents put Malaysia, it will appear here. Okay, Malaysia, what else? Uganda, Indonesia, India, Thailand, and so on. Okay, it depends on the responses of the respondent, whether it's capitalized, whether it's all uppercase. It depends on the answer of the respondents. Okay, all right, Nolaili, clear? Okay, all right. I hope that I answered that questions. All right. Okay. All right. This is, and then you should not copy everything and then put in your thesis or put in your article. There are ways in how you can present your what you call it, the data of the background information. So you can divide into 4 columns: variable, category, frequency, and percentage. Okay. All right. So we have gender, variables, gender. We have category, male and female, frequency, how much respondents, and so on. Depends. You need to copy the data from the SPSS and transfer it into this table. Right? And percentage, education level, and so on. So you can present in one comprehensive table rather than you copy one table and paste, and then another table and then paste it on your writing, and then another table, paste it on your writing. It's not what we call this. It's not a tidy work. So academic writing, it should be a work that is systematic. All right. So this is how you can present the background information or respondents profiles in your chapter 4. Okay, in your chapter 4 or in your results chapter. All right. Okay. So it depends. If you have 6 variables for the background information of for the respondents profiles, so it will have 6 variables then. All right. Okay. So basically this is how you can present your data, and then the table you can save and then you paste it in the appendix. But for background information, you don't have to do that. This will be sufficient. This will be necessary. This will be enough for the background information. So another thing that I want to make sure that you understand, that you don't have to put table and then you have also a bar chart and then you have a pie chart. You don't have to. Table is enough. The table is enough. All right. So you don't have some students like to have the table and then you also present the pie chart and then bar chart and then so too many things. Well, actually, it's just you want to describe how many respondents for that particular category. That's all. All right. Okay. The interpretation, and this is how you can interpret the demographic profiles or the demographic information. It's pretty describing. It's pretty clear, pretty straightforward. Okay. You can type it. You can use this what we call it template. Okay, the above table illustrates the background information of the respondents. The sample entails 279 people consisting of 147 men and so on about the information, demographic information. All right. If you have 6 variables, you need to describe all six variables. All right. It's pretty clear. It's pretty straightforward. All right. Okay. Now we need to check for reliability of a scale. Okay. Everyone clear about the demographic information? All right, now we are moving into reliability of scale. Checking reliability. I believe that some of you have heard about Cronbach alpha. Wait, just 1 minute. All right, sorry. Okay, checking on a reliability of a scale. In quantitative research, you are using survey or questionnaires to collect the data or information. All right, so you need to check whether that scale is reliable. Reliable means it in the definition of reliability, it means that the items has an internal consistency. It's consistent. All right. Okay. And how you can analyze is by using reliability analysis. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the data. All right. Sorry. Okay, to the data, and then you click analyze here. Okay, analyze, and then you click on scale reliability analysis. It appears on analyze, scale, and reliability analysis. You can check on the slides later on. All right, reliability analysis. Okay, then you click on reliability analysis. Okay. Okay, the one that you need to check on reliability is only the variables that included in your conceptual framework, not your demographic profiles and so on. You don't have to check on reliability on this demographic profile, on the gender, on it. That's not the thing that you need to check on the reliability. Reliability is only for the variables that are included in your conceptual framework. So in this case, we have food quality, service quality, price fairness, and customer satisfaction. So these 4 variables, you need to check the reliability of that particular variables. Okay, but you need to check one by one. For example, food quality, you need to check one variable at a time. Do not pull everything into one analysis. Okay, for example, now food quality, how many questions you have? As I mentioned and showed that the table, food quality has 5 questions or 5 items. Okay, food quality 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the next is service quality. So you should not include it during this analysis. It will be analyzed later on. All right. Okay, now move it into the next table here in the item box. All right. Okay, it will transfer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the rest here will not include it in the analysis now. All right. So 1 to 5. So now click statistics. Okay. There's quite plenty of things that you can check and uncheck here. All right. So in this tables, descriptives for, click on item, scale if item deleted, and then click on correlations. All right. And then click continue. That's all. All right. Let's go again. Statistics, item, scale if item deleted, correlations. Continue. Click OK. It will appear here. The most important, the first table that you need to see is this table, reliability statistics. Okay. If anyone has the answer, I just wanted to ask, what is the rule of thumb or the cutoff threshold if you want to accept all items for the further analysis. What is cut-off threshold value? Anybody knows? So now it becomes 0.741. So what does it mean by 0.741? Can we proceed? Or should we do something about it? Okay. No answer. Okay, all right. Close to 1. Okay, close to 1. All right. There are rule of thumb. Okay, these are the rule of thumb. Okay, these are the rule of thumb of how you can interpret and how you can identify that numbers fall into which strength of association. Okay, there are a lot of what we call this rule of thumb. I'm using here and all. There are De Villiers, there are Cronbach, there are what we call this Cronbach. There are from different Andy Field, Sebastian Fiedel. There's a lot of rule of thumb. You can use whichever you prefer. Okay, there are a lot of it. All right. For example, now the number is 0.741. 0.741. Can you locate, identify 0.741 now fall under which strength of association? .741 under which strength of association? It falls in which? 0.741. 0.741. Good, 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 good. All right. Thank you. Okay. It is good. So that means item 1 until item 5, it has a good internal consistency for food quality. All right. So that means we can retain and we can use all the items food quality 1 until 5 for the next analysis. So that means food quality questionnaires is reliable. It should be more than 0.7 here. 0.7. What if it's 0.65? Okay. What if it's 0.65? Right? Common. I would say common. Okay. Common. Common or preferable values is 0.7 and above. What if 0.65? So that means it's not preferable. Okay, it's not preferable. It has a moderate. Okay, it has a moderate. So the best was to play safe is using 0.7 and above. All right. So if the number, if the numbers is below 0.7, that we need to do some what I call this we need to do some inspection on that. All right, I will show you how if the numbers below 0.7. All right, okay, food quality 1, food quality good. Now we can continue to the next variable. We have 4 variables, right? Now food quality, the first independent variable is good to go. We have 5 items and 5 items is good to go. All right, now we're going to use to analyze the second independent variable. Okay, the second independent variable is service quality. Okay, once you have click on analyze here, it will appear here in the recall recently used dialogues. Okay, you can simply click it and then you can just jump onto the previous analysis that we used before. All right, so here you can just select all and transfer it back to the original box. Okay, and then you analyze the next variables, service quality 1 until service quality 5. Okay. Okay, statistic will remain the same because we have used it, so it will remain as what we have analyzed previously. All right, and then you click OK. All right, now the alpha value is 0.65. 0.65. What should we do now? 0.65. Right? Anyone want to guess what should we do? Reconstruct the questions. Round off. Okay. All right. Reconstruct these questions. Reconstruct the questions is the step that you need to do before you do the data collection. Okay, reconstruct the questions. Okay, so once you analyze, you're going to reconstruct, and then you need to analyze. You need to do the data collection back. It's going to be a long way before you can finish your thesis. Okay, so once you are in the stage of analysis stage of analysis. All right. So this is where you need to focus on analysis. So now it's 0.654. All right, on this table. All right. Combine low mean score items. Okay. All right. Okay. The things that if this 0.654, you go to the table of item total statistics here. Okay, item total statistics here, and then you look on the last column of this table. It shows the column title is Cronbach alpha if item deleted. Right. So look on the highest number here. The highest number among these items, the highest number. That means if we delete this item, the Cronbach alpha or the alpha value will be this number. Okay, now it's 0.654. Of course, we want it more than 0.7 now. 0.7, more than 0.7. All right. So which items here has the highest number? It's service quality 2. Service quality 2. So that means if we delete service quality 2, the number will increase, the alpha value will increase from 0.654 into 0.678. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so we move service quality 2, and then we analyze, click OK. And now it becomes 0.678 as what it has been suggested here. All right, if we delete service quality 2, it becomes 0.678. Once we have deleted, it becomes 0.678. All right, 0.678 here. But it's still not enough. We want it to be more than 0.7. All right, let's get back to the table here. Okay. Once we have deleted service quality 2, it will not appear in this table now. Okay, it will not appear. It has been removed from this table and now has 4 items. 1, 3, 4, 5. All right, now look at the last column here. Cronbach alpha if item deleted. All right. Which item will have the higher number if we delete that item? Okay. It appears here the service quality one, 0.755. 0.755. All right. So let's delete that item, 0.755. We delete that. Transfer it back to the original box and then you analyze. All right. It appears it has 0.755. The number of item 3 from the original is 5. All right, 0.755 Cronbach alpha here. So that means these 3 items has a good internal consistency after we have deleted 2 items previously. Service quality 1, service quality 2. All right, so that now in the further analysis, we can only include these 3 items without including the previous item you have removed or deleted. Okay, clear? Oh, it's 11:30 already. Okay, 11:30. We have another 30 minutes. Okay. So far clear?
Okay, all right, good. Okay, that's pretty basic. Okay, now we are moving into some a complicated case. Complicated case. All right. Okay, clear. Thank you. All right. Okay, now still analysis as we have another two variable. Okay, price fairness. Okay, check on price fairness. Okay, all right, and then click OK. Okay, price fairness is 0.91. What does it mean by 0.91? Here it appear 0.91. So 0.91 in which strength of association? Excellent, correct. Okay, it's excellent. All right. So we can, of course, we can retain all the items because it is more than 0.7. Even it is better than 0.7. It's not. It's not about. It's not even good. It's just. It is more than good. It is excellent. Right? It's excellent now. All right. So you can remain everything. Okay. And then check on the last what we call this the last variables, which is okay, transfer it back. We need to check on the customer satisfaction now. Okay, customer satisfaction. All right. Okay, and then click OK. Okay, now the item is the compass alpha for this particular variable is 0.364. Where in 0.364 in this table? All right, poor. Of course. Okay. Poor means that we need to do something with it. We need to do a subsequent analysis. Okay. We need to inspect it. All right. Okay. So let's check on the items here. Okay. 0.364. Okay. Check on this 0.364. Any items that if we delete will be higher than that particular number here. If we delete, no, yes, correct. There's no. If you delete, it becomes much lower from the original value here. All right. So there must be something wrong about these items. So first, after you check on this, if there's no what we call it things that we can do about this, go on the item into item correlation matrix. Okay, into item correlation matrix here. All right, into item correlation matrix. Okay, so check on the items. It should have a positive positive values, but there are negative values here. Okay, there are negative values. Negative values, negative values, negative values, negative values, negative values here, negative values. Okay, we can see that here. Okay, on customer item number 2 and item number 3 has a negative value as these items correlate with each other. The correlation, the value has negative. That means the items might have reverse worded items, reverse worded items. Okay, sometimes researchers use reversely negative worded items, negative worded items. Okay, for example, you want to say that, for example, okay, the food is fresh. That is a positive worded items. Okay, but okay, if you are using negatively worded items, you will have that food is not fresh. That food is raw. Now, for example, so that is a negatively worded items. Okay, negatively worded items. Okay, so this is where you need to identify whether you are using negatively worded items or not. Okay, all right, so take a look on this. We are going to skip on the slides here. Okay, reversing negatively worded items, because it's like you are not moving everything, all the items not moving the same way. There are items that are moving what I call this uh, uh, against the flow. All right, so that's why you need to reverse the negatively worded items. Okay, so my suggestion is that if you have negatively worded items, first you need to make sure that all your questions will be constructed as positively worded items. It's much more easier for you. Okay, you don't have to use a negatively worded items. For example, I don't like to come to this restaurant. This restaurant is not friendly, for example. Okay, do not use all the positive word items. It's quite easy for you. Okay, quite easy. It's quite straightforward, and the respondents will answer the questions quite easily. All right, but in this case, if you are using negatively worded items, it shouldn't be a problem. But you need to identify which items that are negatively worded items. All right. Okay. So now we have identified that customer satisfaction 2, items number 2, and item number 3 of customer satisfaction variables are negatively worded items. And now we need to reverse it. We need to reverse coding it. Okay. Okay. Let's get here and then click analyze. And now the analysis you are going to do now is to reverse the negatively worded items. Okay, to reverse. Okay, put a analyze and transform. Okay, recode into different variables. We need to recode it back. Provide another variable. Okay, click it. Okay, and then you choose which one, customer satisfaction 2 and customer satisfaction 3, and put into the next box. Okay, customer satisfaction 2, rename it back customer satisfaction 2, and then you put it record so that you can differentiate between the original coding or original item. Okay. Okay, this one also you put a customer satisfaction 3 change. All right. Okay, now we have renamed the items into another items. Okay. All right. The name is reversing. Reversing, that means we need to mirror it back from the original value to the new value. All right. So that means number 1, the scale will be moved. 1 to 7 will be moved. Now write this. Okay, it will be moved. 1 becomes 7, 7 become 1, 6 become 2, 2 becomes 6, and so on. All right. Okay, so now 1 has become 7 because we need to reverse it back. Okay, 2 becomes 6, you click add. 3 becomes 5, click add. 4 remains 4. Okay, and then 5 becomes 3. Okay, 6 become 2, and then 7 becomes 1. All right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, this is how we recode it back from negatively worded items. We recode the scale, okay, or the numbers of the value. Click OK, and then nothing much. Click OK. All right. Once you click OK, nothing happened here in the output window. Okay, but we can check on this variable view. There are 2 new variables appear here. Okay, and just set it to 0. Customer satisfaction. Okay, you can just use it as an ordinal and ordinal. Okay. Okay, these are the new variable has been created. Okay, we also can see here in the data view, customer satisfaction record has been existed here. All right. Okay. All right. So now we need to reanalyze our reliability statistics. Okay. Click on reliability statistics. Okay. Now let's get back to the original original setting. Okay. So the one that has been recoded, okay, should be included in the box, but do not include the original, because the original items is negatively worded items. We don't want to include that in our analysis. So now we click on customer satisfaction 1 and then look for customer satisfaction 2, customer satisfaction 3 that has been recorded, and also add the customer satisfaction 4 and 5. Okay, now these are the these are the 5 items that should be included in the analysis to analyze the reliability statistics of customer satisfaction. All right, so this one remains same, and then once okay, click OK, and now it has become 0.727, and all the items now in the item correlation matrix has become positive against each other. All right. Okay. Any questions? Understand? Easy? Okay. I hope that everyone can understand the steps. Okay, and how we can recode the variables into another variables. Okay. Clear? Clear. All right. Good. Okay. Clear. All right. Good. All right. So now, okay, once you have analyzed all the variables, you can check on the output, and then you can present it in this table just like this. You can rename into 3 columns: variables, number of items, and alpha value. All right, and then you can interpret the data. Food quality, service quality, price fairness, and customer satisfaction have good internal consistency. The alpha coefficient range between 0.73 and 0.91. It indicates good and excellent alpha values for all variables. Okay, and then you put in variables, number of items, and alpha value from the analysis. Okay, do not copy all the tables and put in your writings. Okay, it's not a tidy work. It should be in more systematic way, and how you can present the value of the data. All right. Okay, clear? All right. Okay. There's a quite some of the another before we proceed, I think that we take a break about 5 minutes, and then we can clear off finish our session today. All right, we take about 5 minutes. All right. All right. Okay, let's get back to business. Okay, everyone's here. Okay, right. Okay, good. All right, now the next step is that we are going to learn is that and how we can manipulate the data. Okay, manipulating the data, there are 2 components manipulating data. It's not what you think to change from 6 to 5, to change from 2 to 3 in the data set. No, manipulating the data is that we reconstruct the data in order to make sure that it's eligible to be analyzed. Okay, all right. The first thing that we have learned just now is to reverse negatively worded items by recoding that item into different variables. Okay, we have learned that. And then the second is that to compute mean variable. Okay, this is important. To compute mean variable is important for you to ensure that you can analyze it using the inferential statistics. Okay, you need to compute mean variable first before you can use Pearson correlation, before you can use ANOVA, before you can use multiple regression. So these are the first thing before you're moving into inferential statistics or inferential analysis. All right, computing mean variables. Computing mean variables, that you compute that variables based on what based on the items that has been included in the analysis. If you still can recall that we have removed some items during the reliability analysis, so the one that we have removed, you should not include in the computing mean variables. Okay, now let's go one by one. For example, here, okay, we need to compute because now we want to analyze the data now. Okay, we want to analyze the data. All right, first click on cost transform and then compute variables. Okay, click on compute variables. Okay, first, the variables that you want to compute should be the variables that included in your conceptual framework. Okay, conceptual framework. For example, let's go one by one. You should not compute every variables at once. You should compute one variable at a time. All right. Okay, now here there are function group. It looks like a calculator here. Okay, like a calculator, but don't worry about these numbers and everything. So you just follow these steps. Okay, look on the statistical. Here, function group. Look on the statistical. Okay, and then click on mean. Sorry, not medium. Mean. Double click on mean. It will appear on the numeric expression here. All right. So let's go again. All right. Statistical mean. Okay. All right. So it will appear here, mean, parentheses, okay, and then question mark, comma, question marks, and parentheses. Okay. All right. So you just delete the question mark and the commas. Okay. Just leave the parentheses. Okay. Mean and then parentheses. Okay. Now we want to compute food quality variable first. Now, all right. Okay. You need to make sure that all the items included, the one that has the internal consistency during the reliability analysis. Okay. Now, in the food quality, we have not removed any of the items, so that we will enter all the items into the analysis, into the compute variables here. Okay. So make sure that after one item, you put a comma. You put a comma after you enter the first item, and then the second, put a comma. Third item, put a comma, and fourth item, and so on. Okay. Target variables, you can use food quality or FQ. So this is just for your reference. Okay. Okay. And then you click OK. Well, actually, nothing much happened here. But if you can see or open the variable view, you can see there are one variables has been created here, FQ. Okay. All right. So you just leave it here. Okay. It shows it as a scale. So remain it as a scale. Okay. Do not change any of the particular thing here. Okay. All right. So just remain it as it is. Okay. And then we move it into the next variable. Okay. Compute variables. Okay. You can just click reset. Click reset. Okay. This next variable is service quality. Okay. So the same statistical mean. Okay. All right. And then delete the question marks and comma. Leave the parentheses. Okay. And then service quality. So check on service quality. All right. Service quality, we have removed service quality items 1 and items 2. All right. So just enter the item 3, items 4, and items 5. So that is why reliability analysis is very important. Okay, very important for you to make sure that your items has a good internal consistency so that it will provide a good value, a significant value in the further analysis. All right. So you put as service quality as SQ and then click OK. All right. Again, nothing much happened in the output window, but you can see there are another variables created here in the variable view. All right. Okay, and then we continue with the next variable. Okay, price fairness. Okay, so reset. Okay, statistical mean. Okay, price fairness. Okay, you just delete the question marks and everything. Okay, price fairness 2, price fairness 3, and then price fairness you just rename SPF. It remains SPF. Okay, and then move to another last variables, which is customer satisfaction. Okay, customer satisfaction. Okay, customer satisfaction 1. Okay, and then customer satisfaction 2, we should not include in this analysis or in this compute variables, because why? Customer satisfaction 2 and 3, the original items is negatively weighted items. So we need to enter the item that we have been recorded. Okay, customer satisfaction 2 record, customer satisfaction 3 record, customer satisfaction 4, and last one, customer satisfaction 5. Okay, and then click OK. All right. Then check on the variable view. Okay, all right. All 4 variables now has been created now. Okay, all 4 has been created now, and you can see that it also appear in the data view: food quality, service quality, price fairness, and customer satisfaction. Okay, so these are the things that you need to do before you run your analysis. Okay, clear? All right. Okay. So since we already reached 12 now, okay, I'm going to skip some of the analysis, but I'm going to show to you and how we can run linear regression, right? Multiple linear regression. Multiple linear regressions means that we have a multiple variables that have a linear relationship between one IV to DV. All right. Okay. All right. So now let's get going. All right. First, click analyze. Okay. Regression, linear. Okay. Right. This is the last section of our today's what we call this today's sharing session. Okay. I'm going to show and how you can analyze the multiple linear regression. Okay. Okay. There are quite complicated table here as compared to the reliability analysis to compared to the previous box or analysis. Okay, but don't have to worry. It's pretty easy actually. All right, now the most important table here. Look at the dependent and independence here. All right, so dependent. So you know which is your dependent variable. You just click in your dependent variables and transfer it into the box. This is customer satisfaction. And then your independent, you have 3 independent variables. Transfer it into independent variables box here. All right. And then move into statistic. There are quite plenty options here. You need to click on statistics. All right. Statistics here, estimates. You don't have to touch on everything here. Just click on R-squared change, descriptive, part and partial correlations, and collinearity diagnostics. Okay, and then case-wise diagnostics. Okay, all right, click on this. All right, this one you can just refer to my slides. It has the details of what to check, what to uncheck. All right. Okay, and then plots. Okay, Z predicted, you change to X, and then Z residual, you transfer into Y. Okay, and then click on normal probability plot. Okay, click OK, and then save. Don't have to click on this options. Okay, click on exclude cases pairwise. Okay, do not exclude cases listwise. Always click exclude cases pairwise in whatever analysis. All right, click OK, and then nothing much. And this one just remain as enter. Click OK. Okay, it takes some time because multiple regressions has quite a few analysis that need to conduct it. Okay, these are the things that appear once you analyze regression: descriptive, statistic, correlations, and everything. All right, now the first table that you need to check is this table, model summary. Okay, let's go back to the analysis here. All right, sorry, to the slide. I already transferred into the slide. Okay, multiple regression. Okay, first, before we look at the numbers, the values, so let's take a look what are the purpose of standard multiple regression. Okay, the purpose is to explore the relationship between one continuous dependent and a number of independent variables. So you have more than one independent variables, might be 2, 3, 4, 5, depends. All right, so multiple regression has the capacity to analyze more than one independent variables. Okay, and it will provide you with a much comprehensive number as compared to Pearson correlation. Okay, example of RQ that you can create in your thesis or in your writing. Okay, example of RQ here. All right, let me zoom in. All right, example of RQ here. Sorry. All right. The first, how much variance in customer satisfaction referred to the dependent variable, how much variance in customer satisfaction scores can be explained by food quality, price fairness, and service quality. Okay, so that means from these three factors or three independent variables, how much it can contribute or how much it can explain toward customer satisfaction, how much in percentage. Right, that is one RQ. You can create that as your research objective. It will be one of your research objective. Or second, you can add also which is the best predictor of customer satisfaction. Among these three, food quality, service quality, and price fairness, okay, you can identify which one of these three predictors is the best predictor towards customer satisfaction. Okay, so you already have two research objective or research questions that you can create it in your research or in your thesis. Okay, so that is why once you know what is the function of the analysis, you can simply create your research objective. All right, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. All right, so this some of what the multiple regression can provide you. There are quite plenty analysis. I just created two research questions. There can be more than four actually. Okay, can be more than four. But these are the things that is up to your beginners level and up to of how you can create your research questions. Okay. All right, assumptions. Okay, I can just what we call this skip it. Okay, the first thing is that you need to check on the multicollinearity. Okay, multicollinearity. Okay, multicollinearity exists when the independent variables are highly correlated. That means among your independent variables, it has a higher correlation. That means it's not good. Why it means it's not good? Because it means that your food quality and service quality is almost the same actually. It's almost the same. It has no distinction between one independent variable and another. So that's why multicollinearity is very important for you to check before you can use that value to present in your research. Okay, how to check? The presence of multicolority can be checked using tolerance value and VIF value. Okay, tolerance value should be more, presence of tolerance value should be more than 0.1. Okay, and VIF value should be below 10. So that means it has no multicolority. If the value is less than 0.1 or the VIF value is above 10, that means there are a presence of multicolority. Okay, if there are presence of multicolority, so that means that the items or the independent variables has violated the assumptions of multicolority. All right. Okay. Okay. The first table that you need to check is the model summary. Model summary here. Okay, you can check model summary. They are first table is descriptive, correlation, okay, variables enter, remove, and then this is model summary. Okay. Okay. Check on the model summary. Okay. Check on the third column, the R squared. Now, I want to show you how you can answer your research objective based on what we have created earlier. All right. So R squared means, okay, 0.266. What does it mean? This tells you how much of the variance in the dependent variable or customer service is explained by the model. The model, we have 3 independent variables with 1 dependent variable. Okay. In this case, the value is 0.266 expressed as percentage. You divide it, you multiply by 100. Okay, it becomes 26.6%. So that means food quality, service quality, and price fairness explain 26.6% of the variance in customer satisfaction. So where is the remaining of 73.4%? Anyone can answer that questions? Where are the remaining 73.4%? Okay, anybody want to answer that questions? Except Dr. Azmin. Anybody can answer. Where is the remaining 73.4%? Everybody still here? Still with me? Just a guess. Just a guess. Just guess. Maybe the IV. Oh yeah, correct. Ini mana? Ini like sudah juga. Mas Aida. Okay lah. Okay. All right. Maybe the other. Okay. All right. Correct. Okay. So that means 73.4% is explained by other factors than what we have presented here. By other factors, any factors, other factors. Okay, 73.4%. So that means your research covers 26.6%. That's a very small percentage of the total variance of customer satisfaction. Okay, that's pretty normal. That's pretty normal. Okay, if you say that my study present 93.6%, or it's going to be a tough one, you're going to defend on that. The panel will not be happy to hear 93.6%. So that means your research is very comprehensive, very good, and almost excellent, almost perfect. Okay, so normally the range is between 20 to 40%. It's very hard to see more than 50%, because the research normally covers a very small area. Okay, very small area. Okay. So you have already answered the first research questions, or the first research objective. Okay, now let's move on the next. Okay, this we have checked. First, we have checked the multicolority. The multicolority is the first absence of multicolority, tolerance value of more than 0.1. The value is 0.9, 0.9, so more than 0.1. So in absence of multicolority, the VIF value below 10, so absence of multicolority. So that this the variables of this particular conceptual framework is distinctive from one another. Right? Okay. Now, number two, we need to understand, we need to identify or investigate and to find out and how we're going to answer the second research questions. The second research question is, which is the best predictor of customer satisfaction? Okay, which is the best predictor of customer satisfaction? So you can look at the standardized coefficients here on beta, okay, regardless of the negative sign, okay, look for the highest number. Okay, so here it appears that FQ is 0.2, SQ service quality is 0.06, okay, price fairness is -0.4, regardless of negative signage. Okay, so that means price fairness is the highest value as compared to food quality and service quality. That means price fairness is the best predictor towards customer satisfaction. And you can present it in the table here like this, okay, constant, food quality, service quality, price fairness, okay. So you can present it as this, and then you can interpret by using this template. You can use this one. Okay, standard multiple regression was used to assess and blah blah. Okay, the three predictors explain 27%. I just round up the number from 26.6 of the variance in customer satisfaction. The model as a whole was significant, blah, blah, blah. Okay, price fairness makes the strongest unique contribution to explaining customer satisfaction as compared to food quality and service quality. All right. Okay, so that is how you can interpret and you can present and also answer your research questions by using multiple regression. Okay. All right. So actually, there are quite plenty analysis here, but since we already exceed the time that supposedly has been assigned to me, so I think that using multiple regression as a basic analysis, so that you can have understanding and how you can use multiple regression in your research. Okay. So any questions? I will share the slide with the postgrad office with Dr. Azmin, and Dr. Azmin will find out how you can distribute to all participants. All right. Okay. I think if you have any questions, you can ask, and by switch on your by unmute your microphone, or you can write in the chat box. Shoot one. All right. Dr. Azmin, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Muhammad Alif, for the sharing session. There are so many things that we need to cover in a very short amount of time. So as you can see that we cannot cover everything since we only have about 2 hours. But as you can see that there are plenty more that we need to cover to just to scratch the surface of the use of SPSS. So I hope that even with the short amount of time and the material that are given in this webinar, I hope that some of you that has never learned how to use SPSS can benefit from this session.